Your brain is either getting sharper or getting weaker every single day. The scary part is, most people slowly damage their focus, memory, emotional intelligence, and discipline without even realizing it. In this video, we're going to talk about 7 simple but powerful habits backed by neuroscience and real-world brain training principles that can help improve focus, strengthen your mind, increase mental clarity, and support long-term brain development. These are not complicated self-improvement tricks. These are practical habits that help fix your brain from modern distractions, improve emotional control, build self-discipline, and create the kind of mindset that supports success, life transformation, and a winning attitude. Most people think brain power is something you're born with. Either you're smart or you're not. But neuroscience says something very different. Your brain constantly rewires itself based on what you repeatedly do. Every habit strengthens certain neural pathways and weakens others, which means your daily lifestyle is literally shaping your brain structure. If your days are filled with endless scrolling, low attention span content, poor sleep, stress, and lack of discipline, your brain adapts to distraction. But if your life contains focus, learning, emotional control, movement, deep thinking, and intentional habits, your brain adapts to strength. That's why some people become mentally sharp while others constantly feel mentally tired even when they're young. So let's talk about the habits that actually sharpen your brain. Habit 1. Train your focus like a muscle. One of the biggest reasons people feel mentally weak today is because their attention span is getting destroyed. Most people can't focus on one thing for more than a few minutes without checking notifications, opening another tab, or grabbing their phone. And this matters more than people think. Focus is not just about productivity. Focus is directly connected to brain development, memory, emotional regulation, learning speed, and decision-making. Every time your attention jumps between multiple things, your brain pays a switching cost. Neuroscience research shows that constant task switching reduces mental efficiency and increases cognitive fatigue. That's why even after doing nothing, people still feel mentally exhausted. Your brain never gets enough uninterrupted time to think deeply. So the first habit to sharpen your brain is simple. Practice uninterrupted focus daily, not for 5 hours. Start with just 20 minutes, pick one task, no phone, no music with lyrics, no multitasking, no checking messages, just one task with full concentration. This is brain training. At first, your mind will resist. You'll feel restless. You'll suddenly remember random things you want to check. That's normal. Your brain has become addicted to stimulation, but if you consistently practice focused work, your concentration improves the same way muscles improve through training. Over time, you'll notice something interesting. You'll think more clearly, you'll learn faster. Your memory improves, you become calmer, your discipline increases, because a distracted brain becomes weak. A focused brain becomes powerful. Habit 2. Sleep like your brain depends on it. Because it does. A lot of people are trying to improve focus, motivation, and mental clarity while sleeping 5 hours a night. That's like trying to charge your phone with a broken cable and wondering why the battery dies quickly. Sleep is not rest for the brain. Sleep is maintenance for the brain. During sleep, your brain clears waste products, organizes memories, regulates emotions, repairs neural pathways, and restores cognitive function. Poor sleep affects almost everything: focus, memory, emotional intelligence, decision-making, self-discipline, motivation. That's why sleep deprivation makes people emotionally reactive and mentally foggy. Even your willpower decreases. Studies in neuroscience show that lack of sleep weakens activity in the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for self-control and rational thinking. That explains why tired people make impulsive decisions. So if you genuinely want to sharpen your brain, improve your sleep quality before chasing complicated brain hacks. Simple habits work best. Sleep at consistent times. Reduce screen exposure before bed. Avoid heavy stimulation late at night. And stop glorifying sleep deprivation as hard work. A tired brain cannot become a strong mind. Habit 3. Read things that challenge your brain. Most content people consume today is designed to keep them entertained, not mentally stronger. Quick reels, fast cuts, mindless scrolling, short dopamine bursts. Your brain adapts to whatever you repeatedly consume. If all your input is shallow, your thinking also becomes shallow. Reading is one of the best habits for brain development because it forces your brain to process information actively. It improves memory, focus, comprehension, imagination, and analytical thinking. But the important part is this: read things slightly above your comfort level. Not impossible books, not overly academic content, just material that forces your brain to think a little deeper. This could be psychology, human behavior, communication, neuroscience, biographies, self-improvement, business, or philosophy. Even reading 10 pages consistently every day changes the way you think over time. And don't just consume information. Pause and reflect. Ask questions like, what's the main idea here? How can I apply this in real life? Do I agree with this? That process strengthens critical thinking. A sharp brain is not filled with random information. A sharp brain knows how to process information properly. Habit 4. Exercise for brain power, not just appearance. A lot of people think exercise is mainly for physical fitness. But exercise is one of the most powerful forms of brain training. Movement directly affects brain chemistry. Physical activity increases blood flow to the brain and supports the release of chemicals linked to memory, learning, and mental clarity. That's one reason people often think more clearly after a walk or workout. Exercise also reduces stress hormones, and this matters because chronic stress damages focus, memory, and emotional control over time. You don't need extreme workouts. You don't need to become a fitness influencer. Simple, consistent movement is enough. Walking, strength training, running, cycling, sports, yoga, anything that gets your body moving consistently. Even 20 to 30 minutes daily can improve mood, focus, and cognitive performance. And there's another important thing. Exercise builds self-discipline. Every time you move despite laziness, you strengthen your ability to act without depending on motivation. That ability affects every area of life. Success often comes less from intelligence alone, and more from consistent disciplined action. And exercise trains exactly that. Habit 5. Protect your brain from constant dopamine overload. Modern life is designed to hijack your attention. Apps compete for your focus. Videos get shorter and faster. Notifications never stop. And slowly, normal life starts feeling boring. This is one of the biggest reasons people struggle with focus and motivation today. Their brain has become overstimulated. When your brain constantly receives high levels of dopamine from endless entertainment, simple, productive activities start feeling mentally difficult. Reading feels slow. Studying feels painful. Working feels boring. Not because your brain is broken, because your brain adapted to instant stimulation. That's why one of the best habits to fix your brain is reducing unnecessary dopamine overload. You don't need to become extreme. You don't need to throw away your phone. But you do need boundaries. Stop consuming stimulation every free second. Allow moments of silence. Sit without entertainment sometimes. Take walks without scrolling. Eat without videos. Work without constantly switching tabs. Your brain needs recovery from overstimulation, and when you reduce excessive dopamine input, something powerful happens. Your focus returns, your motivation stabilizes, your mind feels calmer. Simple activities become enjoyable again. This is one of the most underrated forms of brain development today. Habit 6. Learn emotional control. A sharp brain is not just intelligent. It's emotionally stable. A lot of people ruin opportunities not because they lack knowledge, but because they can't manage emotions properly. Anger controls them. Stress controls them. Fear controls them. Impulses control them. Emotional intelligence is a huge part of success, because life constantly tests your reactions. And neuroscience shows that strong emotional regulation improves decision-making and reduces mental chaos. So how do you build emotional control? First, stop reacting instantly to everything. Most emotional damage happens in automatic reactions. Someone says something, you immediately explode. Something stressful happens. You panic instantly. Instead, create a pause. Even a few seconds changes brain activity. That small pause gives your rational brain time to catch up with emotional impulses. Second, learn to observe your emotions instead of becoming them. Instead of saying, I am angry, try thinking, I notice anger. That small mental shift creates distance. You stop becoming controlled by emotions and start observing them more objectively. And third, improve your physical state. Poor sleep, stress, overstimulation, and lack of exercise make emotional control much harder. That's why all these habits connect together. A strong mind is built through systems, not isolated tricks. Habit 7. Practice consistency more than motivation. This might be the most important habit in the entire video. Stop relying on motivation. Motivation is temporary. Some days you'll feel driven, some days you won't. If your habits depend entirely on motivation, your progress becomes inconsistent. And inconsistency weakens brain training. Your brain changes through repetition. That's how neural pathways strengthen. Small repeated actions matter more than rare intense efforts. Reading 10 pages daily beats reading 100 pages once a month. Exercising 20 minutes daily beats one extreme workout followed by 2 weeks of inactivity. Focused work daily beats random bursts of productivity. Consistency creates identity. Eventually, your brain starts seeing these actions as normal behavior instead of forced effort. That's when discipline becomes easier. People with a winning attitude are usually not superhuman. They simply trained themselves to keep showing up repeatedly. And over time, those repetitions completely transformed their mindset, confidence, focus, and life. That is real self-improvement, not motivational quotes, not temporary hype. Daily habits repeated long enough to reshape the brain itself. Your brain is always adapting. The question is, what is it adapting to? Distraction or focus? Impulses or discipline? Overstimulation or clarity? Weak habits or strong habits? You do not need perfect genetics to sharpen your brain. You need better daily patterns. Focus deeply, sleep properly, read challenging things, exercise consistently, reduce dopamine overload, build emotional intelligence, and practice consistency even when motivation disappears. Do these long enough, and you won't just notice better focus. You'll notice life transformation. Your decisions improve, your discipline improves, your confidence improves, your ability to achieve success improves, because when you train your brain properly, everything else becomes easier. And if you found this video useful and want more practical videos on self-discipline, brain training, strong mindset, focus, motivation, and self-improvement, subscribe to Simple Ways of Life. And if this video genuinely helped you think differently about your habits, leave a like so more people can find it too.